Alright guys, here playing once again some Garen top lane, this time into a game plank. And I'm gonna showcase you guys how to 1v9 in this patch right now. So in short, we got Conquer, we got Triumph, Tenacity here, we got Last Stand. Then specifically, this is the important part, we got Nimbus Cloak in this game, and then we also run Celerity. The reason why we're doing this is because we're running into a pretty snowbally matchup, and if we have Ignites plus the Ghost, we actually benefit a lot from the Nimbus Cloak here. Then most importantly, we also got D-Shield, not D-Blade or Longsword, because this is a heavy poke matchup. This is not going to be the typical matchup you run into. Gangplank matchup is extremely frustrating to run into, because it looks like he is completely melee, like it looks like he can't do anything, but the reality is that he can spam Q all day, he can hit barrels all day. He's actually a very big threat for poke. So don't underestimate him. D-Shield is very important right here. I'm gonna pick up my Q. I was keeping my level 1 without ability, so I can decide to pick W if needed. But as it turns out, he didn't poke me. So we're chilling. Might consider picking up my W. Depends. Let's see how this is gonna go. Alright, I'm picking up E instead. I could dish out like a really clean combo without taking much damage in return, based off of like what happened there. So you want to like kind of adapt your abilities based on like what the situation looks like, and of course how the gangplank is going to play it. The most important thing in matchups like this is that you stay max range from the gangplank Qs. So the less damage you take from the Qs, the better it is. So again, he walks up, I walk backwards. This way we can block the damage, just not receiving it. Again, he walks up, I walk backwards. If he moves away, then I move back up again. Block the damage. Still got it. Nice. Just a special reminder, this is very basic what I'm about to tell you here, but if you're playing Garen, you can't cancel out, like I know this sounds super basic, but I just have to get it out of the way. There's people who don't do this. You can just cast E again to cancel it, and it's gonna help you get it back up faster. Like, that's literally it. Sounds super basic, but it does a great job. This guy's about to die. I made sure that I focus the Rek'Sai first. The reason why is because Rek'Sai was an easier target for us because he was less tanky, way less tanky than the Gangplank was. So in specific cases like this, I actually encourage it, go with the target who does like a lot of damage, but also who's like the easiest to kill, right? Again, the Rek'Sai already used W, he already came out of it, so there's no knock-up anymore. So he's like a very easy target. That's why I specifically pinged for Rek'Sai too. So, and of course, like, communicate it with your team, guys. Like, if you're about to get into 2v2s like that, make sure you like ping the target for your teammate to make it obvious, like, who needs to go down first, right? It's always no problem like pinging here. It's better to make it clear than just not pinging at all. There's a lot of people that I coach in League that don't use pings. Like 90% of the people that I coach don't use pings. It's actually pretty ridiculous. Doesn't matter what elo. I'm coaching people from a range from like Iron all the way to Diamond 1. There's almost nobody that uses pings, which is actually kind of surprising. If you communicate with your team, things will be so much better for you. Again, we're keeping that like distance, right? Gangplank is walking up here, right? We can see that, it's very obvious. If he walks up to me, I walk backwards. I make sure I keep that like that distance. I want to keep that little tiny wall like between us to ensure that I'm not going to take any damage. It's okay if I lose a last hit here, if that happens. I still get the XP from it because I'm inside of XP range. So it's okay if you lose a few of the last hits if you, as long as you don't take the damage. Oh, I make sure I would press my W there. Because I thought I was going to get hit, but as it turns out, I didn't. Now here's a very important part. We're going to be last hitting as slowly as possible. Because if the next wave arrives, I can start stacking it. Ooh, didn't get that one. And now you see why this matchup sucks, right? Because Gangplank is non-stop pressing Q, pressing barrels, doing anything to get me low HP. That's why this matchup sucks. But fortunately, we have one benefit. We have my passive. My passive heals me if I am staying out of combat, so if I do this perfectly, I should be okay. We will start outscaling him very soon, by the way. It's a matter of time. Gangplank is also playing it quite aggressively, which means that my jungler can just walk up very easily. He can just engage if he wants. I'm staying outside of the barrels. He wants to try and hit the barrel. See? Nice. Did you see what happened there? Like, the Gangplank didn't move away. He kept moving forward. He tried to hit the barrel on me. So, all I did there was I let the Master Yi kill my opponent and I just stay outside of the barrel range. You saw that? The Gangplank was very obvious there. He wanted to kill me, so we don't have to move up in that case. I'm probably gonna die. I wanted to do like an ignite auto QR. I think I could have probably killed him if I got the combo off first before he did. But I think it was probably being warded. Likely. He put the red trinket down so he knew I was there. But yeah, it sucks. I think I could have probably lived if I just, you know, kept going. Most likely I would have, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I've been stacking so many assists in this game. I've got like 3 assists so far. It's really good for my jungler because my jungler is like super fed right now. We've been pretty much like everything that we've had so far, we've been giving it to Master Yi. And Master Yi is now like really far ahead of the enemy jungle too. And Master Yi, well, as you guys know, Master Yi does Master Yi things, right? Master Yi is self-explaining. I was gonna hit like an EQ and hide it inside my E as well, but as it turns out, he still walked back in time. It sucks because I have no ignite anymore. It's actually really bad. And he's about to die. Goodbye. So, as you can see, Gangplank is a very frustrating matchup for, I'd say, like more than half of all the top laners. It's not really a fun matchup. In fact, he's got more good matchups than bad ones because he's like, he's a really big threat if it comes down to like Qs, barrels, all these things, right? But over a matter of time, if you play Garen, you will come to a point where you can't actually beat him very easily. Now, as you can see, I didn't go for the plate here. A lot of people would be going for this plate. The reason why I don't is because, as you can see, the wave is going to get stuck up here. It's trying to hit this wave. And if I walk back to lane fast enough, I can actually catch up here. Right here. The wave will bounce into me. Then I can catch up. I can walk up in time. And then I can try and freeze the wave. So I refuse to get plates there to make my lane look better. Taking plates is not always the best call, guys. You can overextend far too much for plates. You don't want to do that. Plates are very important, but not that important as in like messing up your entire lane for that. We're getting a Yone pathing top. Gangplank is playing aggressively again, so we're gonna let the Yone walk up here. We'll engage as soon as he engages. There you go. And that's it. So the entire game, I'm respecting the Gangplank. And I'll let him play it aggressively. He's got the champion to do that. There's unfortunately not much I can do, right? But if Gangplank plays this aggressively... Ooh. I have no ultimate. This sucks. Okay, I got you now. Let's take the entire wave. There you go. So if Gangplank plays this aggressively, then he's also making it very gankable for my jungler as well. And that's a good thing, because Gangplank has no escaping abilities, if that makes sense, right? He's got no dashes. The only dash he can get is through items, which is the Guild Force. That's the only way of him being able to get a dash. So yeah, if Gangplank plays like that, he also sets himself up to get ganked, right? And if you buy contra wards, all that stuff, we try and prevent him from warding or just keep him there in the lane, then my teammates will get kills for free. It's that simple. Let's take a look here. We get a Master Yi top again. The Gangplank is playing the exact same way, so this is probably going to end up working. I'm going to drag the wave this direction. So I'm going to make sure it drags under the... close to the wall here, or the brush, I mean. Like that. You see the Master Yi walking up, now we go in. So again, we get lots of ganks this game, which is a good thing. But we're also making it gankable, right? We specifically position the wave in a way that my jungler can get a kill, right? We're not walking up as long as my jungler doesn't walk up here. And we get plates. I have a little trick here I'm going to show you. I have a really cool trick for you guys. Look. We're going to camp up here. Gangplank is about to spawn right now. I can get the plate. But if I stay here, then Gangplank will move up. Then I hit an auto QE, and then I kill him. With stridebreaker, look. This is a... this trick always works 90% of the time. There you go. Works 95% of the time. Like... almost nobody knows this. Nobody expects this. Like, it might... It's surprising. And we're still getting the plate. Look, we still got the plate at the end. You see? 13:48 minutes in the game. Still got it. Like, no issue there. I'm gonna take this. And we go back. Before we go back, I'm gonna hide here, because there is a possibility that Gangplank will walk up here for this wave. So I'm gonna backboard at the edge of this wall here. And he doesn't walk up, okay. Next I'm gonna go is, we can go two directions. We can decide to go for Dead Man's Plate. We can also go for Black Cleaver. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build Dead Man's Plate. I'm gonna explain you why. There you go. Second item, if you play against tanks, whatever, anything, Black Cleaver is always a solid choice. It's something you can build every single game. It will work guaranteed. Hullbreaker is situational, split pushing only. You probably know about it already. I don't think I have to explain that much about it. Really good item as well. Now, Dead Man's Plate, this is the most broken item you can buy, because if you are snowballing in the game, you get that item, you get insane amount of movement speed and also damage from the proc. So if you're hard winning the game like I am doing right now against your opponent, if you build it, you're going to get kills, guaranteed. You're going to move around the map with like 2 billion movement speed, and like chasing people down is going to be extremely easy. So like 100%, like if you're playing really well in the game, build it. Like, it's the best item you can get. It makes the game like 30 billion times easier to play out if you get it. There's a lot of fights on the map. We're just taking a free tower. This tower is super important because it gives you the most gold. There you go. Let's get all this. That's gonna push in. I will not go for this tower because it's meaningless for me. It doesn't open up the map anymore. So we'll let that go. The blue buff is probably spawning right now. Yeah. Blue buff is very important to take because not only are you getting the blue buff, you're getting the effect, you're getting the XP, and also the opponent is going to lose all the XP as well. So any jungle camp that you can get, I highly encourage you to try and get it, because the enemy jungler will fall behind by doing this. Alright. I love how these guys are chasing me down. Absolutely beautiful. How long is this gonna last for? It's the chase down. Oh man. What am I watching? Alright. You gotta be joking, right? They were chasing me down for like 30 billion years. I love how the Gangplank couldn't even hit like one single barrel because I was like running around the map with like so much movement speed because of my Q. Absolutely beautiful. Got it. Alright, let's go back. We're going to be going for Deadman's Blade, which, as I mentioned earlier, this is like the best snowballing item on the Garen. There's nothing better than this. We're also going to start building a black cleaver, which is good, combines really well with the champ as well. It's time we go bottom. We've already got the top towers all the way up here. This tower does not matter. It doesn't open up the map anymore. So we're going to be pathing bottom now. We're going to make sure we get the entire bot lane. Cancel the E. Nice. Garen is absolutely the biggest like champion out there that requires little to no mechanics at all. Like you just hit E under the wave and the champion will play itself out, which is just really good. A lot of people need champions like this because there's a lot of like intense champions out there that need skill. Garen is really good because if you're learning top lane, whether you're learning top lane or not, really? Alright. Too bad, man. Too bad. They're ruining my explanation. But yeah, back to what I was talking about, like Garen is perfect because whether you're learning top lane or not, like the champion requires little to no brain at all to be played, to be functioned, right? So it's good for both of them. Doesn't matter if you're learning or not. The champion is very viable. Yeah, we're gonna go bottom again. Unfortunately, we got wrecked by Katarina, but like, it's okay with me. Katarina is really broken currently with the static shift. There are some, there's the static shift change, but like, I don't think it will affect like almost anybody. Pretty much. Champions who use static shift will still use static shift, like, that won't change. Sucks for top lane though, because we as top lane, we don't actually have, we barely have champions that use static shift. There are some champions though, but like I'd say more than half of top lane does not use static shift. So the meta is quite disappointing for top lane, because the item is really broken despite the changes. Here we go. Get that auto. I'm not gonna go for tower yet. Hey. Hey, you live? Not today. Not today. You see the movement speed? Like, this is what makes Garen even more broken, because you have, like, look at this. The ghost is still activated too. And we also have the Nimbus Cloak that procced previously as well. The camp is spawning here, so I'm chilling. Nice. And got all of these. And the wave here is also approaching, so we're being very efficient. I've got them both. Let's see if we can also get the red buff. Kind of doubt it, but we'll try. No, it's already down. There's also contra wards. These guys know what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I got caught by it. I'm gonna die. Not bad. There was a contra ward right here, which I was very well aware of. The problem is that there's also a Rek'Sai portal right here. So I knew that I couldn't walk that direction anymore, because there could be a possibility that Rek'Sai will show. And then Katarina came from this direction. So yeah, GG. Unfortunate mistake by me. Yep. Master Yi doing Master Yi things right. We've gotten the Master Yi so many kills in this game at the start of the match. That guy is just farming it. Alright. The next thing we're going to buy is a hullbreaker. So let's build it. Yeah, GG. This game is already done. The Master Yi got so many kills from Toplane, man. I guess the game is going to end. That's a rarity, man. Huh. Oh, he actually didn't made it. There's like, how much HP is that? 700? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's healing up pretty quickly, so. Keep faith in yourself. I will not falter. I wonder if the Master Yi turned off his monitor in that fight or not. Got it. Protect our land. Tower included. They're actually fighting. Sure, I'm gonna take this one down real quick. I don't really want to fight this one. Yeah, they lost it pretty hard. The problem is, we need to play around the Master Yi currently as much as possible, and me as well. These fights are not very good. We need to play like me and Master Yi. We're both the strongest in this game. My teammates should play around it, then it's going to be an easy one. I'm not going to walk up here because we barely got vision of where people are. We only see Rek'Sai. It turns out that Kai'Sa's also in the jungle, including the Zyra. So that's why I'm not walking up right there. You always got to be careful with where people are when you make these kind of plays. So again, Master Yi is up here. We're about to get a catch. There you go. You never want to show up where you are when playing like this, because if you do, they will either walk out or they will try and engage on you. So keep that in mind. If you consistently split push, you gotta make sure you're always like outside of vision as well, because then you can make plays like this. Otherwise they will know. Most of the time they'll get away.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
The Thresh is struggling. Well, just Garen things, you know. Just Garen things. And there we go. We got it. GG. But yeah, man, this is Garen in Toplane. Thanks so much for watching today's YouTube video. And I'll see you next time. Peace.